Okay, there we go. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm really excited. This feels sort of like a camp director, cruise director. I'm not sure which, but it makes me feel very vacation-y. And so I'm excited about that. But you can see I've got an agenda up on my screen because I do recognize that we've only got 30 minutes here and we've got a lot of things going on. So I thought this might help us just kind of keep on track just ever so slightly. So a few things that I wanted to just start us off with is how excited I am to go on vacation with all of you guys. And what a huge delegation we have. I mean, Colorado is showing up in a really awesome way next week. And we've got over 60 people from Colorado attending NACo this year. And so, I mean, if I had more time, we would be wearing matching shirts and all kinds of stuff so we could really look like we're at summer camp. But we will try that maybe next time. But I am really excited, and Annie has worked really hard to make sure that this conference and our time together is meaningful, and hopefully very impactful when we think about how to leverage our collective voice at the federal level. And so we are doing a few things just slightly different than the way that we maybe have done it in the past. And this really came to us or to me, from Commissioner Kevin Ross and Commissioner Ashley Stoltzman, really talking about how we do the very best that we can to unify our state and to elevate issues that we really agree on. And so you might remember a couple weeks ago, we sent a survey out to kind of get those top issues from a consensus base from all of our counties and all of our commissioners. And we did land on a few key highlighted issues for us to elevate. And then CCI staff has built fact sheets that we will present, and then we'll put them in nice leave behind folders. And so there will be a few things more to come on that. But I wanted to let Commissioner Kevin Ross kind of share with you all briefly the vision and help walk through really what the purpose of these congressional meetings are. So Commissioner Ross, do you mind?
Yeah, thank you, Kelly. First off, I want to again thank Commissioner Stolzman. She was great in helping me out with this, and I want to thank you, Kelly and Annie, for all your hard work putting these meetings together. We wanted to try something a little bit differently this year, and what that is have a unified message as we move forward with our Colorado delegation going out to NACo. So as Kelly talked about, we had the survey that went out so that we could get everybody's top three really things we wanted to talk about. And we're going out, and we're all going, as you've had the opportunity to sign up for legislative visits. The purpose was to go out to your individual legislators and be able to share these three messages. And it's extremely important we stay on message because we're trying to move the needle here in Colorado. We're taking the time as individuals from Colorado to fly out to Washington, D.C. This is our opportunity to communicate a message to our legislators. Trust me, they appreciate it. I did this for 20 years. This is really what we have the opportunity to do. This is a lot, we feel, more productive than just hearing essentially stump speeches from our legislative members. This is our opportunity to really convey a CCI message forward on behalf of all of our counties. So I just want to impart a few things. Those three things that Kelly's talking about, they're extremely important. We just ask you stay on message. That's why we polled the entire group. We got to a rather large consensus on what those three topics are and what our when I was saying message is for those three topics. So you may have a slightly different feeling. We appreciate that. We know we're not all unified on everything, but for the purposes of our legislative visits, we ask you to stay on purpose and stick to those 3 points. Those make sure you bring business cards with you. That's important because we want you to stick those in the folders. We want you to be a point of reference for those legislators. You probably already have relationships with them. We recognize that. You may not. So this is your opportunity to get called when they have questions about these things. Excuse me, and be that expert for them. So we just thank you for doing that. We're excited about this day. And if you haven't had the opportunity to sign up for one of those visits yet, please do so. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for everybody.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Stoltzman, is there anything that you would like to add?
No, I think that Commissioner Ross was fantastic. Thank you for that. I guess I said no, and now I'm going to say something because I have high vocal needs. But what I will just say is, like, Colorado counties acting as a group, like if we active collectively and say these are county issues, I think we can change things. And these are issues that we agreed upon collectively. You know, Kevin in his county and me in my county, like we may have different constituencies, but these three things matter to both of our counties. And like if a Colorado County message can come across, then we can really make a change together. So I'm excited about the idea of our collective power being so much stronger than our individual. And that doesn't take away from whatever your individual issue is. And you can easily schedule a meeting with your delegate also. It's just in these commissioner meetings that CCI has organized, I do think we should stay unified and together so we can have the Colorado County message.
Can I ask real quick, Ashley? I did not, I'm sorry to be coming into this late in the day since we're going to Washington soon. I don't have those three messages. So if somebody could send them out to me, this is Patty Clapper from Pitkin County. Hi. Yeah, so that I have that. I've already set up meetings with Senator Bennett, Senator Hickenlooper, and Congressman Hurd for Pitkin County, but I will be trying to go along with everybody on Tuesday to Capitol Hill as a unified voice for Colorado.
Commissioner Clapper, if Commissioner Stoltzman, if you don't mind, I'll just step in and kind of share on these. And you haven't missed anything.
Okay.
I have not sent these all out, so you have not missed a single thing. You are exactly where you need to be.
Great, thank you.
What we did talk about and what we have built are fact sheets on three main subjects. So we have TANF and SNAP and have information on that. We've got the CCAP program, as we all have been talking quite a bit about that. And then we have transportation and road surface maintenance funding. So those are the three that elevated pretty clearly, that every county that responded to that survey, that was kind of their ranking of issue. So we've worked to put together some fact sheets. I will share that the state is very supportive of this work, and they've got a few pieces of Medicaid type of information that they'd like us to consider including as well. So I do really like kind of that state perspective and big picture. But those are our three issues. And I think the way that you've talked about it, Commissioner Clapper, is perfect, where you have some meetings scheduled to talk about Pitkin County specific issues, and that is awesome. But these three issues will be the ones that we're really hoping that we can lean heavy on with the meetings that we've set up here from CCI.
And we'll
Great,
get those
thank you.
folders with that information to everybody at the Colorado caucus so that those can be left behind there, I would assume. Correct, Kelly?
That's correct. And so one of the things I'm going to ask for you to do is when we finalize the list, and Annie will talk about this, of who has signed up for what. I do have a spot in the folder where I'm going to put my business card and some CCI information, but then in the other side, I'm going to put all of the business cards of the commissioners that have attended that meeting. So there's that very easy remembering of who did I meet with? Oh, it was these six commissioners, and here's their contact information. So all of that is going to be packaged and included. And the good news is that Annie and I will take care of all of those logistics, and we will bring all of that stuff. So there's nothing that you are going to potentially leave in your hotel room or back here in your home office. Commissioner Shattuck McNally.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I appreciate all the work that you guys have put in. Thank you, Commissioner Ross, Commissioner Stoltzman, for working collaboratively to represent us on this. So you mentioned business cards. So do we need to bring business cards, and we won't be doing it? Oh, oops, sorry about that. We won't be getting those cards to the caucus meeting that evening. Is that correct?
That's correct. If you just bring a handful of cards and can give them to me, I'll make sure they're included in there.
And if we see you sooner, we can give you that and those things. Okay.
100%.
I appreciate that very much. I appreciate all the work you guys did to kind of coordinate this. This is very helpful. And I agree. A united Colorado voice is really imperative at this point. I watched some of the votes last night. So there's some really important things we need to come together to fight for. Thank you.
Oh, you're super welcome. Commissioner Lopez.
Yes, thank you, Kelly, and to my fellow commissioners as well. Thank you for putting all this together. I want to put in one of my conversations I have had with my representative and those that I'm going to be meeting with is also remind them about Space Command. I think that's going to be for personally as Colorado when we go to both senators. Let's remind that the entire federal delegation, this is a county and counties issue that is going to perhaps going to impact Colorado in a very negative way. So from my perspective, I'm going to be bringing that up as well, as we have had the opportunity to meet with Senator Hickenlooper. I've sent an email also to the other senator and some of the federal delegation. And as I'm going to the executive board with NACo, I'm also going to be bringing that very issue to get support from other states as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Annie to talk through about the meeting signups. But before I do that, I'm going to ask a favor. And that is, if you have multiple people from your county that have signed up for these meetings, or you notice some things that I noticed, which was we've got a couple meetings where we do not have bipartisan representation. If we can think about how to make sure that happens, I think that again is how we represent Colorado, is that we do need to have a couple of different political parties engaged as often as we can. So with that, Annie, will you walk us through Commissioner Ross, you raised an actual hand, and
I
that
raised an
was
actual
funny.
hand because
Yeah,
it was going to be easier, Kelly.
what
I
can I
think
do?
the intent of what we had was if everybody can go to one senator meeting. I understand we have two, but so that we can break it up so that everybody gets that opportunity. I think I did notice a couple of people are signed up for both, and I appreciate it. I want to see both my senators too. But in the way we're trying to do this, if we can all just try and just go to one senator meeting, I think that was the intent of what we were trying to set up.
Thanks, Commissioner. All right, Annie, walk us through it, please.
Yes, so I put in the chat the link to the Google Doc to do the sign up for the congressional meetings. I will give everyone a chance to maybe switch around, see about doing some bipartisanship. And also remember, we do have over 60 people coming, and so it would be great to please limit yourself to at max 2 meetings, just so that everybody gets a chance to go to one. And even if a particular representative is not representing your county, it's okay to sign up for them. We have a couple of representatives that don't have very many people yet, and it would be great to get the Colorado voice there. And so it's important to have the collective voice, like Commissioner Ross and Stoltzman have said, that these are 3 issues that are affecting all of our Colorado counties. And so we want to have the bipartisanship and a good variety of people attending. So look through the list, see about maybe moving yourself around if you want, or I can do it accordingly. But I hope rather to get everything out to you all probably later today or early tomorrow. And we'll do a digital version of the fact sheets as well. And then we'll also bring them in person. And then we also have our Colorado caucus meeting on Saturday at 5 p.m. This is where we will go over the NACo resolutions that will be presented in your committees. And then we'll discuss any updates to the congressional meetings on Tuesday. And there will be some snacks, not a full dinner, but some snacks to get you through until dinner time. And so it's a great way to bring everyone from Colorado together, which is great.
I think I'll just add on, those of you who have done this before, we will have a couple NACo candidates who will come and give their quick stump speeches, so be prepared for that. And then the Public Land Center has hired a new executive director. His name is Gregory Nelson, and he is going to also just kind of make an appearance and talk about the work that Public Land Center is doing, and how we may or may not choose to engage with that work. So just letting you know that we've got a couple of folks that are going to kind of come in and share snacks with us. But that's kind of what you can expect from that meeting. Do you guys have any questions so far? Commissioner Clapper? Mhm.
Yeah, I just want to give everybody a fair warning. I am bringing new Commissioner Perry Will to Washington. He's a character, as I think everyone knows. He's never been to Washington, so this is going to be a whole new experience for him. And I will do my best to keep him under control at all times.
And then we'll give you $1 if you're successful at that.
And he's a big guy to keep in control. So yeah, I'm excited to it's Perry and Patty go to DC. So we're gonna have fun.
All right. Well, maybe CCI's next project is a little documentary, because that sounds like an absolute trip. So
The
thank
comedy
you
series.
for that. No doubt. Thank you. That's wonderful. Anybody else have any questions? I see the comments here in the chat, and I really appreciate your flexibility as we really do try to make these as meaningful and impactful as we can. So thank you for that. A couple of other things I wanted to mention, and it looked funny on the agenda, is dinner parties. And the reason I think it's important, I'll just be very honest, is it's nice to be with each other in this type of a setting, breaking bread, getting to know each other as human beings. And so I guess there were years ago where there were commissioners who sat by themselves at a bar and ate a burger, and that just feels sad when we have 60-something people going. So Annie and I are very willing to camp direct this and make a couple of reservations so that we can all go together for dinner if you are inclined. Now, also, if you are not inclined because you've peopled all day and a burger at a bar by yourself sounds awesome, that is also perfectly okay. And I get that and appreciate that. So there's no pressure, but I just wanted you to know that this is something that we can do, and we will be willing to pull together a couple of those opportunities if you want. Feel free to set up your own things. Also, this really is a no pressure program, but I do want to provide that opportunity for us to be together if that's something that is interesting and fun for you. So that's why you see that on the list. Commissioner Hinkle.
Hi there. Yeah, thank you for speaking to that, and I appreciate it very much, because I think it's good to kind of talk about each other's lives too, and get to know each other. I was a decades-long Republican, and now I'm a Democrat, and I live with a Republican, so we have these talks all the time. I will say I would love to know what we're doing and who we have as speakers. On that first night, is it I forget the schedule here, is the Colorado caucus night, is that right? We usually have speakers. Is there an agenda for that night? I apologize if I'm behind on that.
There is
No,
an
you're
agenda.
not behind.
Yeah, you're not behind. It's always an influx as we wait for the second VP candidates to confirm what time they'll be coming, but there is an agenda, and that will be in the full packet that I will send to you all.
Okay, and then I don't think Rep. Pedersen will be there. She did come out and vote with her 4-week-old.
We
but
did.
I don't think that she'll be there. So I know she was there
Correct.
last year. So that was
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to meet
she-
with her chief of staff.
Mhm. We have not heard about the president yet. That'll be probably, I'm going to guess, Saturday, Sunday thing. NACo will push out. They were still waiting to hear after our last staff call with them. So we'll keep you posted. And then as far as the group dinners as well, be sure to join that Signal chat. It is an app you just put on your phone. It's a great way to say, hey, we have a reservation for 15 at this restaurant. Who wants to go? And if it's not your thing, you don't want to put another app on your phone, that's fine too. We can try and get everyone in the loop.
Okay, so we're knocking things off our checklist here in record time. So that kind of covered up our final logistics. I do really recommend the Signal app for this trip. you might like it afterwards too, but it is a really nice way where we can kind of plug those things in. So I do really encourage you to do that. It will make it easier, I think, for you to stay connected with group focused things. As Annie mentioned, we'll send a full package of everything. And so Commissioner Hinkle, that is going to include the agenda for the caucus meeting as best as we have it. You know, what often has happened, and I don't know why I say often, the one other time that I did this, what happened was I got a lot of texts at the very last second of like, can I come talk to Colorado really quick? So I do encourage flexibility and adaptability in this. But I think it's gonna be great. We will give you as much information as we have, and as soon as we get new information, we will give you that as well. And then I think in closing, I just want to thank everybody for your commitment to CCI. I know that you are going and you have very county specific issues, and the committees that you're on are doing tremendous work, and I appreciate all of that. But I very much thank you for helping to elevate Colorado's voice in these conversations. And I think that it is a complete understatement that when we talk together about a couple of things, it does have potential to move the needle. So thank you in advance for your commitment to that, for the work that you've put in to help us get this far anyway with what it is that we are sharing and talking about, and really for being flexible and doing things a little bit different. And so I, again, have a lot of gratitude to Commissioner Ross and Stoltzman for kind of pushing to do something a little bit different. And then, of course, to Annie for her flexibility as always, when I'm like, I have another weird idea. And so I thank you. I hope that you travel safely. And I do hope that you will participate in one or multiple of the events and dinners that we try to host together. I think it's good for the group to be reminded of how fun we are as human beings, because we're pretty fun crew, and I think this is a good opportunity for us to do that. And lastly, we will have things that are moving, kind of the ever moving train, and so we're going to try to keep up with that as best we can, of course. So before I let you go, I'm going to do a final call if there's any other kind of closing questions or comments from the group. Weird, guys. Are you sure? Okay, there we go. Commissioner Clapper.
It's me again. Yeah, I just want to let you know on Tuesday, I will be there all day. I'm flexible. I'm already setting up meetings for just Pickens County with both senators and, as I said, and with the new congressman. So if you need me to fill in a gap somewhere, I'm more than willing to float to different congressional districts or states or whatever you might need Colorado's presence.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Commissioner Hinkle, I think you had your real live hand up too.
I did, yeah. I just want to put it out there too, just so that people are aware that sometimes perhaps females from our group might be leaving it at the dark time of the hour, and they might need someone with them. I've had it happen where I'm traveling alone in the dark, and we just want to be really cognizant of times where we are traveling back to our hotel, because I know I'm the only one from my group staying at my hotel. We aren't traveling as a group necessarily, and so if we can work together just to make sure everyone is just safe, and not everything happens in the dark, but I would just, you know, briefly sort of ask that if there's a situation where you're at a bar late at night or whatever, offer to stick together. So thanks.
Great.
Big fan of the buddy system. You know, there is this little vision in my mind of my kids went to this really fun school when they were really little, and they would go on walks with one big long rope, and they would just all have to hold on to the same rope so that nobody got lost. I won't do that to you all, but I've thought about it. And so I do appreciate that call out. The buddy system is good. We want everybody to get there safely and get home safely with no incident in between. So thank you for that. Anything else for the good of the order? All right. Well, in summary, you will see an email from Annie with all of this information here probably toward the end of the day. We know people's travel is going to start. And so if you can prioritize just kind of finalizing that so we can finalize it on our end, I would really appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to our time and to really effectively elevate Colorado's voice. So thank you all for your time this morning and for your efforts next week. And we'll see you in DC.
See you in
Thanks.
3 days.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.